Welcome back to Starcraft 2. Last time we saved a bunch of colonists, and I forgot a little bit, just a single line here from Swan.
Just keep those colonists out of my armory. That's a disaster just waiting to happen.
And then I also asked all you guys to vote, both on our upgrades and mission that we're going to do, so the upgrades was a little bit close between combat shields and stabilizer medpacks, but stabilizer medpacks did manage to take it, so we'll pick that up. Looks like you guys...
Yeah, so you guys have some expensive tastes, so we can't get both. Nice job, guys.
Yeah, stabilizer medpacks are quite expensive at 105, or 105,000. So we just have to get that as our only upgrade. And for our mission, you guys chose Smash and Grab, which we saw initially in our very first mission.
Mobius boys think there's another artifact in a world called Monolith.
Yes, so, after saving colonists, it's time to ignore them and go make money.
Call themselves the Tal'Darim. Now don't get all sentimental, thinking these Tal'Darim are your old Protoss buddies. 'Cause they ain't. There it is, Jimmy. Just like Mobius said. Easy money.
I don't know. There's a lot of Protoss down there. We're gonna have to... What the...
Warning. Multiple Zerg biosignatures detected.
Ah, hell.
Them critters were just hiding underground, waiting?
No idea, but you can bet they're headed straight for our shrine.
Well, that show complicates things. We can't fight two armies at once, partner.
With any luck, we won't have to. We only need to hold the area at the top of the shrine long enough to extract the artifact. So we'll land here and cut our way through the Protoss lines while they're busy with the Zerg. It's only a matter of time before the Zerg overwhelm the Protoss. We'd best grab the artifact and be long gone by then.
Alright, now we're getting into the mission, where we'll be seeing the Protoss for the very first time.
Oh, yes. This is the introduction to Protoss
Yes,
and Wings, isn't it?
One of our new buildings we can see right here is the mercenary compound, where we can hire those nice new mercenaries that we just got.
The Zerg severely outnumber the Protoss forces.
Something I don't remember, but I'm sure will come up if you're getting all the mercenaries in this mission, is do they all just require minerals, or do they also have different costs?
Well, just in this mission we'll be getting the fire bats, which do cost gas as well as minerals. And every single one requires gas except for the Marines. The war pigs.
I ain't sure this is the best time to be experimenting, Swan.
Alright, so we've got our new unit, the Marauder.
Let the Marauders loose against those stalkers.
So how different is the Marauders from the Marines?
The Marauders are basically our heavy infantry unit that are good against heavy armored units. So you can see these stalkers are armored units. They get taken out really quickly by Marauders.
Oh,
so they're kind of like a counterpoint to the Firebat.
Gotcha. So Firebat's armored, anti-melee stuff. Marauders instead are armored, anti-armor.
Right, exactly. So they're a nice little complement to the Marine Force. They're a bit beefier.
A bit? Looks like they had 100 hit points.
Yes, they have 100 hit points, compared to 45 for the Marine.
Gotcha.
And we can see this pylon is a Protoss building that we're taking out. It's kind of their supply depot, you could say.
Yeah, so the pylons have a separate function, and that is that Protoss have to construct their buildings around them. They sort of put off a psionic field, I guess, that powers Protoss buildings. So if you knock out the pylon, which we're going to see shortly, I assume, then the buildings deactivate. You can actually get grayed out.
Might, if there's not a lot of Protoss here.
Well, that's not cool. There they... Oh, wait, and Zerg show up at the same time?
Oh, yep, and if the Zerg show up, they fight each other, which is awesome.
I have never seen that before.
Yeah, it's something that I did not expect until I started playing this level.
Huh.
That's the first time, or this is the first time that I've seen that when I've been recording.
That's a really cool feature, which, in retrospect makes a lot of sense, but whatever. So now I guess we're knocking down the pylon?
Yep, now we're going to try to knock down that pylon if these zealots Stop being annoying.
Ugh. Irks.
Ugh.
Alright, so photon cannons, Protoss defensive structure, shoot air and ground, and they detect invisible units, so they're basically great. But you can tell now that they're deactivated and can't shoot anything, so easy.
Yep. So since we killed that pylon, we can just clean up the photon cannons without them shooting us. If you notice, my medic count has been really low. The opponents tend to focus down your medics because they're really important units.
Makes
They
sense.
heal all your other units.
Yeah, they make everyone live a lot longer, so you need to kill those first. Oh hey, is that a Protoss research thingy off to the side of your base?
Yes, that is.
Oh.
And
Nice.
so we'll have to be going over there to check it out.
Oh, I see creep.
Yes, and up here, 2 spine crawlers. The Zerg defensive anti-ground building.
Whoa, okay, that's something they changed between Wings and Heart of the Swarm. Not to change too much, but I don't think spine crawlers do extra damage against armored units anymore.
I think that might be a campaign thing?
Complete.
Oh, that
I'm
would
not
make sense.
sure. Yeah, that's a little bit weird,
Oh,
but...
run, medic, run.
Yes, gotta save those medics. Those medics are quite valuable. But we'll have to build up a little bit larger forest before we take down those 2 spine crawlers. We could
Yeah.
probably break it, but we don't want too many losses.
Yeah, you would definitely take some losses right now. One thing we forgot to mention about the Marauder, they do extra damage to armored. Every single unit, or every single building in the game is armored, so they do bonus damage to structures also.
Yes. Well,
You
actually,
can tell when they do their big salvo and take off like a third of the health of those structures.
yeah. So, all armored units
This
take
is
damage.
crazy, man. We can't take the Zerg in a stand-up fight, and you
Ah,
know it.
fine, Tychus. Jeez.
So I have a question for you. It never actually occurred to me until just now. The Zerg units that attack you, they always take that little bridge, right?
Yes.
Is there any reason to not just like build a bunker there? Other than you're opposed to bunkers in general?
No, I mean, that's definitely a possibility, but I suppose there's no reason to build a bunker there instead of just at your main base.
Hmm.
I mean, they're just using that as an attack path.
Fair
Because
enough.
you'll actually never get attacked by the Protoss in this mission.
Really?
Yeah, so you don't... So, I mean, anywhere along that attack path you could defend.
Right, I'm just thinking because that's a particularly tiny ramp, then the Zerglings could only hit you like 3 at a time or something.
I guess that's true, you could do that, but I'm not going to.
Fair enough.
Not enough
I'm
room.
instead going to buy our first mercenary, our firebats. And I should probably make a regular firebat to compare. But we can see these
Whatever.
devil dogs. They're pretty similar to regular firebats, actually, in terms of their model, but they're just beefier.
Yeah, I don't think the regular Firebats have the little blue... I don't know what those are on their arms, and they look larger. But
Right, but we can see the difference between one of these war pigs and a regular marine. Let's zoom in on that. See, the war pig's a huge, giant marine, basically.
pretty much.
Additional
Man, I guess they breed them big on War Pig land.
Additional
Oh no, the Zerg.
Banelings
Banelings,
that do nothing against your Firebats.
yes. Firebats are extremely good against banelings.
Yeah, so, you know, in retrospect, now I think about it, so when I played through, I didn't much like the mercenaries in general because it seemed like you were paying a lot for a very small, improved unit, right? So it's not like far and away better than the normal things, but
add-on complete.
you don't normally make Firebats in large numbers, so
Yeah, that's true. Alright, we can kind of see the difference between the firebat and the
Oh, yeah,
devil.
so-
Yeah.
the arms are a little beefier and they've got the big blue thing on the...
Right, so they're just kind of a slightly different model. I think some of the others will be more clear. Some of the other
I know
mercenaries
that,
will have a
um,
very clear difference.
Yeah, some of the vehicles, I think the vehicles especially are noticeably different from their normal
Alright, we've got a pretty big force here, so I think we can move out and start to look at the Protoss.
You ain't gonna leave your base completely
Hey, more-
undefended, are you?
Shut up, Tychus.
Got some decorative pylons, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah, those are decorative, but the ones up here are not. They are powering 2 photon cannons.
Oh hey, a new
They're
Protoss
shooting
unit.
at us. Yep, we'll see those sentries and High Templar. Let's first take out these pylons, though. These pylons are being annoying.
Well, can't really do much,
But we can see those force field those sentries are casting prevent all movement, so we can't go through those. And Psystorm by the High Templar. That does AoE damage.
two of the Protoss caster units. They have a few of them. Protoss tends to rely on their casters a lot more than the other races do, in general. Mostly because they're fantastic.
Yes, the High Templar their Psionic Storm is just devastating. Oh, I see some Zerg in the minimap, so I'm moving back.
Is that multiplayer awareness coming in?
Yep. So, here they coming. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep an eye on the minimap just to see whenever my base is being attacked.
Makes sense. So, one thing about Psystorm is that it does spell damage, which means it completely ignores armor. So it doesn't matter what unit or how much armor a unit has, they will take the same amount of damage. And over the area affected, it does 80 damage over 2 seconds. I think it's 2 seconds. Regardless, it's a lot of damage very quickly. It shreds through Marines.
But luckily we don't see any area of effect damage here, so we can easily stim in, take it out with our Marines. And we got a little bit of research here, so that we're going to have to get.
Looks like you won't be able to snipe the pylons this time around, though.
Yep. Just have to move in there and try to get them all attacking at once. Take out those pylons as soon as possible.
Good call, good call.
And then when we move up this ramp, we will see the main Protoss base here. Defended by cannons, defended by a bunch of units here.
Oh, Archons?
Archons, yes. They're very large Protoss units, but they evaporate very quickly to all this bio.
So before we talk about the Archons and stuff, let's go ahead and mention the other sentry abilities. That big bubble is called Guardian Shield. Makes all the Protoss units affected, or within the bubble, take 2 less damage from all ranged sources, which is really nice. And the other ability that they showcase there is Hallucinate. They basically make dummy units that don't do any damage and die very quickly, but can draw fire or bluff your opponents.
Yeah, so if you suddenly saw, hey, there are 3 Archons that were fighting, which would be quite a scary army, those were just hallucinated.
Yeah, big Archons. Oh, and the Zerg while you're wiping out the satellite Protoss base.
Yep, but I got some units back there, so it doesn't matter.
They got some dudes in your base.
Oh, I do.
So,
but I got the last Protoss research, destroyed the Protoss base, so I think we can just about finish this mission.
Yeah, definitely wrapping up. So there are a lot of Protoss units and structures here that we don't really have time to cover, but we'll be seeing plenty of Protoss in the future, so we have plenty of time to get to everything.
Yeah, at this point, they're just a bunch of buildings, they're all Protoss, we need to kill them all.
Well, they're Protoss,
Doesn't
you should
matter.
kill them all.
Yes, all the dirty Protoss.
Ugh.
But now all we have to do is collect the artifact and we're done.
Ugh.
So, let's send a Marine to the beacon.
Enough minerals.
I don't think this is as simple as we thought it would be.
But I thought, yeah, so we've got some Stone Zealots to take care of before we win this mission. They do AoE damage, and
Hang on.
I've decided to pull my SCVs.
So, here's your quick introduction to multiplayer tactics. When you play a Terran against Protoss, when you're going to kill them, you pull all of your workers to buffer for your attack units.
Yes, SCVs can attack as well, and we just use them to buffer, and we can take down these Zealots no problem.
Wow, I never thought I'd see an SCV pull in a campaign mission, but I'm glad I did.
Well, you're welcome.
Sweet.
We got what we came for. Let's hightail it out of here.
I forgot how resourceful you were, Jim. I won't make that mistake twice.
Whenever I see your picture, it makes my throat itch.
Alright, and we didn't quite get the hit and run achievement, and we lost units, so didn't get the achievements, but we did pretty well there, I think.
Yeah.
That's funny, convict. I don't recall giving you access to our database.
Just keeping up on current events, Captain. Seems this Queen of Blades got everybody running scared. She don't look so tough.
You have no idea who she is, do you, Tychus?
Don't matter to me none.
Well, it matters to Jim. They were close once.
Wait a minute. You're telling me they were shacked up?
Apparently she was something else. Before the Zerg took her. Turned her into that.
And Jimmy feels responsible.
Honestly, if we have to face her again, I don't know what he'll do.
Woman like that, there's only one thing to do.
I caught Tychus hacking into our database, sniffing around about Kerrigan. I don't know what his game is, but we clearly can't trust him.
Matt, me and Tychus ran together a long time. Got in all sorts of trouble. When the law finally caught up, he took the rap for both of us. Never once ratted me out. I got a second chance. He got locked up.
I understand your loyalty, sir, but...
I owe him, Matt. Leave it be.
Yes, sir.
Alright, we're getting a little bit more development on the Tychus Jim relationship there. Some of the history that's happened before Starcraft, the original Starcraft.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to see a little bit of what sort of character they wanted Tychus to be, or to explain why Raynor's always sticking up for Tychus. So
you can see that we've unlocked the laboratory, but we'll get to that first. We've got some things to check out first. Let's talk to Tychus. We just caught him hacking into our database. What does he have to say?
Your Mobius buddies ever happen to mention that the Queen of Blades wants these artifacts too?
Hey, they just give me the missions, man. What's it matter anyway? Putting that bitch down would be doing everyone a favor.
I thought it was just about the money with you, Tychus.
Nothing says I can't do my part for humanity and get paid well for my trouble.
Right.
Let's check out the news.
I have pistol.
This is Donnie Vermillion live from UNN. Tonight, we're going to discuss the infamous Queen of Blades. Scientists and military insiders have long speculated that the enigmatic alien is, in fact, an infested human.
That's right, Donnie. Is it possible that the leader of the Zerg has a human heart?
More importantly, Kate, could this mean some kind of Terran-Zerg alliance is possible?
Donnie, there's never been any evidence at all to suggest that infested humans retain their free will.
You make a good point, Kate. The question is then, how do we kill her?
That's one I think we all can agree on. If humanity is to survive, the Queen of Blades needs to be eliminated.
Alright, and we've also got some new mercenaries.
Lots of folks ready to fight. For the right price.
So often when we unlock a new unit, we'll also unlock the mercenary version of that unit. Obviously, not every unit will have a mercenary version, but some of them will.
There are far more than 5 units that we will unlock over the course of the rest of the game.
So, I think I'll just unlock these as well. I think I'll just unlock all the mercenaries so we can purchase all of them, so just gonna pick that up right now. And these will probably see some use. And let's check out the laboratory.
Commander, the alien artifact is all secure in the lab, sir. You know, seeing it got me to thinking about my special projects.
Whoa, slow down, Stedman. What do you mean, projects? You doing some kind of research down here?
Yeah, well, you know, not yet, sir. I still need some additional specimens to get things going. Once I get those, we can make some big improvements to our weapon systems and tactics.
Well, I'm all for that. What do you need?
All kinds of things. I've entered the details into our database. If you run into something on a mission that we need, you'll be notified automatically.
Just try not to blow up the ship. Okay, Stedman?
Alright, so that's where all the random things we collect during the game will go. Is to Stedman and his research.
What could possibly go wrong?
Those artifacts. Yep. And we got some new things to check out. I don't remember where we got this specimen. We got it.
These are just the Zerg and Protoss research that we pick up. Every 5 points that we get will allow us a new choice that will be shown off in a minute. But also these will grow and the logs will change every 5.
I've been hearing strange stories from the crew of late. Unexplained noises, strange visions, voices in the dark. Rumor has it these things are haunted.
Superstitious nonsense. These artifacts are completely inert and they're contained down here in the lab. There is some trace radiation, but I don't see how they could affect things elsewhere on the ship.
Heaven forbid we run across alien tech that messes with our primitive little monkey brains. Just keep a close eye on them, Doc.
So our artifact has some secret properties. Some crazy Zelnaga magic.
By the way, one of the reasons that I suggest maybe the colonists are still on the ship is because Dr. Hansen is still on board the ship.
That's true. I guess.
That Zerg woman seemed to know you. She really rattled you, didn't she?
Me and her, well, we go back a ways. She was a ghost once. Back then, we were hooked up with Mengsk and fighting to get rid of the old Confederacy. We made a pretty good team.
What happened to her?
She was a casualty of war. No offense, Doc, but I really don't like to talk about it.
I understand. If you ever change your mind, I'm here.
Wait, didn't she just stay on board because she's interested in old Jimmy?
Maybe. She did say she was going to set up shop in the lab, but...
Yeah. But anyway, let's check out this research that we've gotten. So, currently we've got enough for one of these 5 levels of Zerg research. Only 4 levels for Protoss. So we can't get any of these yet, but let's look at what we can get first. Let's see, this is a Shrike turret, so these bunkers will have an automatic attack even if they're not loaded in. So it can make bunkers actually useful on their own.
I want to say that each turret is worth, what, like a Marine or 2? Ish?
Probably like 2 Marines.
To double check that, so I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how good the turret is. And our second one is Fortified Bunker, which does do that graphical upgrade that we were talking about in an earlier update for the bunker, and it just gives the bunker an extra 150 life, so which bunkers, which are meant to be tanky, will be even more tanky. Just meant to hold off the attacks of the enemy. And there's a bunch of different upgrades that we'll eventually get to, but there's just too many, I think, to go over right now. So I don't think we'll talk about all of them.
Yeah, I think we should just discuss them as they come up.
Yeah.
But I do want to point out that each of these choices that we make are mutually exclusive. So if we get Shrike turrets, then we're not getting the buffer bunkers.
Right. So there's always trade-offs to make. So that means, like, these are both fairly unimpressive. They can be useful, but not game-changingly useful like some of the other ones.
Oh, and
so
yeah, I went to
double
check. Just to say, the Shrike turret is worth 1 Marine.
Oh, okay. So it's basically an automatic Marine.
Yep. With
each bunker.
Yep.
Alright. we're done with that. And of course, as always, we got some new armory things to check out, and the Marauder that we just got with their grenade launchers. And we can also check out their upgrades. So they've got 2 upgrades: concussive shells. This is an area of effect slow for the Marauder. So that's basically melee units. Anyone that needs to get close can be kited and takes forever to get there.
It can be helpful for sure.
Yeah. And it is an area of effect slow, so it doesn't affect just the unit that's being shot. It affects all units around it. And then kinetic foam to give an extra 25 life to Marauders, which just makes them have more health and just survive better.
Yeah, they go from 100 to 125 health.
So kind of like the Firebat, there's one upgrade that just makes them survive better. Marauders gain extra life, Firebats gain extra armor.
Well, yeah, that's sort of the theme for how all the infantry upgrades work.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, combat shields as well. Alright, so we got a couple of new upgrades that we could purchase. Looks like we're probably going to be purchasing just one upgrade, because unless you want incinerator gauntlets, which are the only cheap pretty much the only cheap upgrade along with.
If you want to completely break the bank and make Ralden curse a lot, you could get incinerator gauntlets and either the remaining medic or marine upgrade.
Yep. So whatever you guys choose. And then let's check out the bridge.
Are you alright, sir? Confronting Kerrigan again after all these years.
We've got to stop her, Matt. No matter what she's after.
Well, we gave her a setback today. The artifacts are obviously important to her. I just wish we knew why.
Let's check out our missions. It looks like we've only got 2 missions. We've seen both of these before. Devil's Playground and Meinhof.
Jim, refugee populations from across
So,
the sector
yep.
So even
using
though
Meinhof as a staging point, but with so many people in close proximity, an epidemic of some kind has started sweeping through the camps.
Did you have something to say?
Yeah, I was going to mention that we get to pick which of the skirmish units that we would like to get. Either dudes with fire attached to their backs that let them jump up and down cliffs, or go-karts with fire attached to the roof that let them spit it at enemies.